Um, I don't know how to introduce us.
We're gonna look back.
What are
This is,
you
this is
talking-
already a botch.
I think we
We're
keep
just
it.
we're both too excited, to be totally honest. Hi, my name's Josh Minter. I'm a cool dude, and you should follow me on social media. Just kidding, please don't do that because I
I'm
have a
pointing
family
at
and
you.
they read. So.
I'm pointing at you, but you're on this side when I'm looking at you, but it's not going to be that way during the video.
And then in any case, Ethan Ethan. You introduce yourself, bro.
Hi, I'm Bro.
Bro, hi.
I'm Ethan.
pretty-
We are cousins by birth. By blood?
That's true. Not by wedding.
Not
by blood.
Yeah,
cousins.
not in name only.
It's quite interesting actually. So Ethan, I think one of the things that I wanted to start this podcast because of the fact that we don't spend enough time together.
Yeah.
And you live in Oklahoma and I do not. So I mean I live in Georgia, which is quite a bit away from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And it's a drive, but actually not an extremely expensive flight. Because flying into Dallas from Atlanta is actually incredibly cheap. So give or
Yes.
take. But the fact of the matter is. I've shown a ton of people your YouTube videos, right, from when you were doing Blue Van Man stuff. And I know the audience right now doesn't know what that's like, and you've also privatized
so
the
glad.
videos, which is sad. But dude,
They're
they're
no
so
good.
funny.
So I mean, I don't know.
my
I'm
God.
glad that they are private now. I might put some of them out later.
If people, I feel like people are gonna give you like interest or something else like that. Well, they'll be like, oh, like why'd you take them down? Why'd you make them private? And it's they absolutely should be out there for the public. Because seriously, man, they're you in your prime. Like living in the Keys, hanging out, having fun, mostly shirtless. I mean, that's a good time.
I don't know if it was my prime. I was definitely not thinking
I'd
about.
say-
Yeah, definitely not thinking about my life and where I wanted it to go. I was kind of butthurt about a breakup, and shaved my head and
really?
bought a school bus and realized the school bus was too big, so I bought a van instead. And then I
didn't know it was like a reaction. Was it purely a reaction to a breakup?
no,
Or like,
I mean, looking back on it now is probably mostly a reaction to that breakup. I was dating a girl that I found out to be crazy at the time. I don't, looking back on it now, who knows? But she ended up marrying one of my good friends. Time.
oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well the thing is, was it like are now cheating on? That wasn't a
No,
cheating
no,
thing,
it was never a cheating thing.
Okay.
It was always something I had in the back of my mind though. That's the funny part. I
Uh-oh.
trust them all with my life, so I know that there was nothing going on behind my
Right,
back.
but still, I mean, it's
yeah, at the time,
It's disconcerting though, right? Like you're giving the guy a side eye, and you're just like, "Hey, stay away from my lady."
yeah. Well, I mean, at the time, I lost my church. That was my fault, really. I lost the church I was going to. I lost my girlfriend, and then one of my best friends. I'd say maybe even my best friend.
Oh gosh, man, that might be the worst sort of breakup that I've heard of in terms of where the delineating lines got drawn. Goodness
Yeah,
gracious.
everything that I held near and dear was just kind of ripped out from under my feet. So I bought a school bus to live in it and run away. But it was too big, and the school bus got towed to I parked it in a Walmart parking lot because my apartment complex was like, hey, you can't have that here. And so I put it in a Walmart parking lot. I was just like, they don't tow stuff like that. People park all there all the time. Well, not when you leave for a week and you don't move it at all. So they towed it, and I called the tow company. I was like, dudes, can I have my school bus back? And they were like, yeah, but it's been here for like a week. So you're going to have to, it's a hefty fee. It's like $1,000. I was like, oh, I ended up talking them down to either $600 or $700 because I was like, hey man, I'm a poor guy. I can't leave it in there. I have all my money tied up in it. I literally cannot pay you more than $600 or $700. And so they said, yeah, come get it.
Oh, that's tough. Well, as far as investments are concerned, I guess you can say that wasn't a worthy investment, but hey, here we are. You live and you learn, right?
It did not pan out. Yeah.
My goodness.
All right, podcast time. I guess we're already doing it. I don't know.
We can talk about what we want the podcast to be about,
Yes.
right? Because it needs to be maybe about something. We know a relatively large array of things in terms of random crap you would never want to know.
I think what we should
I don't
do
know.
is we should give the people the list of names we came up with. We should just read them off real
absolutely.
quick. So for
Right.
those of you who don't know, which is literally everyone listening, anyone who could possibly know, except for maybe my wife, um, we tried recording an episode, and I had a screen recorder and a sound recorder because we don't know how to do this. So I turned the screen recorder on and the sound recorder, and the sound recorder didn't record anything, and the screen recorder only recorded 15 minutes. And so we did the whole first episode of the podcast like 2 weeks ago. It did not work out at all, and it was
terrible.
It was hilarious though. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed going back.
It was funny.
We came up with a list of funny names and went back and forth, reading them off. And so I don't know. Do you just want me to read all of mine?
Well, you can read all of yours, or we can go down like we did before. Like
Let's
one,
do that.
Like after the other, like we go back and forth, right? Do you want me to start, or do you want
Start
to
it, boy.
Because,
Start it.
Okay, I'll take it away. Okay, so we talked about the difference between sort of the names that we want to use, and I think we decided on, well, we don't know whether it's going to be serious or comedic or any other sort of thing like that. But comedic names are funnier and they last longer in people's heads, anyways. So. There's probably more comedic names, but this is one of my serious ones, and I think it's a good serious one because I was trying to figure out So the first one that I've got going on is "Don't panic, we're all going to die of blank." Right? And then the blank, right, is the actual like what we're talking about in the episode, right? So we can have freedom with we can talk about random crap, and then whatever that random thing is, we just put it in the blank space.
Don't blank.
Panic,
we're all going to we're all going to die of
bad podcast episodes. Yeah.
There you go. I actually like that one. Here's one of mine. Completely serious. There's no comedy behind this. The Pro-Bio Bros. Two guys who are anti-antibiotics to increase the effectiveness of antibiotics, even though we're as probiotic as Activia yogurt.
So I remember this one sending me for a loop, and I really honestly don't know what it means still. I mean, you explained it to me last time in a way that was pretty coherent.
You've heard of antibiotics.
Right.
We're not antibiotics. We're actually anti-antibiotics, which means we're probiotics. We're the Pro-Bio Pros. Right. We're anti-antibiotics in order to increase the effectiveness of antibiotics, even though we are anti-antibiotics. That's straightforward. So we're trying to... Are we introducing new bacteria? That's all it's about. Yes, we're introducing new bacteria. Healthy, non-healthy, doesn't matter.
We're going around licking doorknobs.
We are probiotics. COVID-22 coming up.
Down on toilet seats that have already been sat on. We're like freshly warmed as well. Like all of these just to increase the bacteria count. No, I like this. I like this. Yeah, we're pretty gross. I'm a pretty gross dude, definitely. I burp a lot. I fart a good bit as well. Yeah. For sure. I like that idea. Okay, here, that's a good one. Here's my next one. Okay, so probiotics, right? That's sort of a niche area. Well, I was thinking too. I had another niche area. Like if we were let's say it's a hot day during the summer, right? You live maybe you live around a lake. You live around maybe a shoreline. There's some water. You go fishing, right? You like to go fishing. And you get pretty good at it, right? You're catching a lot of fish. Wouldn't you like to listen to a podcast about fishing, right? But even more so,
I hate this.
You've got a podcast. I know you get a podcast about the history of fishing, right? And we would call it Real History, a podcast for Cod-Past. Right?
It's got such a good ring to it. I actually told my friend about this. He works here. He's an older guy. He fishes all the time. And he was talking about starting a podcast the other day, and I was like, "Boy, do I have the name for you." Cuz he wanted to be like stories from a bass and like tell the perspective of a bass fish if I was a bass fish today. But I pitched him that name, and he's like, "That's a great name, but they already got so many podcasts about that."
Right.
Really? Maybe I'm not up to date on my fish history podcasts.
Right.
But apparently there are a lot of them.
Right. He's out here and he's just listening to fish podcasts, fish history podcasts all day long. Goodness. Okay.
I'm gonna read Grady's. Grady's one of Grady's ones. Grady's one of my good friends. He was the best man at my wedding. Tarzan and his yuppie friend. See, so when he wrote that, he didn't tell us which one was Tarzan and which one was the yuppie friend.
I think it's obvious who Tarzan is. All right.
It's both you.
I.
It's both you.
No,
you have the hair. You are also yuppie.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, you're Tarzan.
I've got the body. I've got the hair, but I'm not. Am I yuppie? No, you're yuppie. All right.
What does yuppie mean? I'm gonna look up the dictionary definition of yuppie.
You've been yupping all day long. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's a college kid.
Do you think this is in the Merriam-Webster definition? There is a yuppie in the
It's
Webster
informal.
definition?
A young person with a well-paid job and fashionable lifestyle.
Does your job pay you well? I don't think it does. They
No.
pay you to live.
No, they pay me to
Pretty
live.
much.
That is correct.
They pay you in food.
So we're
Yeah,
both
food and
Tarzan,
housing.
and neither of us are yuppie.
So okay,
Let's move on. Your turn.
How are we both? We're definitely not Tarzan.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay. I like this name. Or I like that name as well. The next one I wrote down was just very simple.
Okay.
Bludgeon of truth. Emphasis on bludgeon. So like we're hitting you over the head with truth. Like we're just hammering it into you.
I like the idea. I hate the name. I don't know why.
Why? You don't like the word bludgeon?
Does
it remind you too much of the word pigeon?
Why are you on the first episode and you're bringing up my clinical fear of pigeons on air? Okay? If you're gonna make fun of someone, make fun of yourself.
Officially diagnosed.
Yes, I've been officially diagnosed. There's a term for it. Let me look it up.
What is it? What's the term? You're really about to look up the term for clinical fear of pigeons. Yeah, you just
It's a real thing I have, and you're just totally. It's I know how to say this. Ornithophobia, obviously, refers to the fear of many type of birds, but pigeons are among the most commonly feared for those living with my phobia.
Okay. I
Whatever
legitimately thought for a second you were saying, like in general, for people with whatever phobia it is, that pigeons were actually the number one feared. And I was like, I feel like seagulls would be the number one feared if there was a bird to be feared.
You're triggering me.
Birds,
You're gonna have to stop. You're gonna start triggering me. Is it your turn or is it mine?
Oh,
it's yours.
it's definitely yours. No, it's yours because I just said.
Oh, that's right. I didn't remember because I didn't like that name so much.
Point. Right.
Okay. This is actually one of my favorites. I don't think we could use it though.
Okay.
Poop first, ask questions later. A continued dialogue on wacky bowel movements.
As much as I love this one,
You can't
I know
use it.
we will talk about. Well, we can't use it, but I know we will talk about bowel movements more often than not. Right?
Yeah.
So the fact of the matter is that it could be a good name. I mean, if there's one talk about bowel movements, right, and toilet humor in general per episode, I mean, it might be a better name than anything we've said so far, to be honest, as far as actually describing the podcast.
Most likely.
Unless we do fishing history, because I'm still sold on that one.
I couldn't come up with enough material. Your turn.
Yeah, we could just do fish puns. The next one I've got going on is well, so this one's kind of serious.
Okay.
I guess not really comedic. It's cancel me for kidding. Moderate thinking in a polarized world. So
that is I love that subject. I love kind of that idea and that subject.
Yeah.
Cancel me for kidding.
We could actually get canceled, but I mean that's better than, being killed in Afghanistan, right? So
dropping us off planes.
Right, exactly. But anyway, so that's definitely a contender as far as if we're thinking in terms of serious podcasting.
I really like that one.
We're going to talk about a breadth of information, and I feel like we're much more moderate thinking in a sort of a Christian light and context than your average Joseph, right?
Well,
so,
that's the thing. I think
in a way,
yeah, I think most people are moderate. It's just the fanatics that speak up.
Right. Well, and if we're speaking up or even about, right, we don't even necessarily have to be like, can you? Right, but we can say, well, I mean, let's just look at it from both sides.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can we be actually rational as opposed to speaking from our chest and saying that we're better than you? Sorry.
Yeah. I really like that one.
It won't all be about politics, but I mean, like politics have their.
Well, we could talk about social issues too for that.
True.
Transgenders and whatnot.
Super important. Yeah. Did you say genders?
Transgenders, yeah.
Oh,
is that a hot
I have a friend. Okay,
issue?
this is briefly off topic. I have a friend who pronounces the word. No, let me ask you this question. How would you pronounce? The thing that you put cash into and take cash out of.
Yeah,
right?
the wale.
At a store.
A wale.
No, like what?
A
What
wale.
are you saying? No, at like yeah, a cash starts with an R. Cash
Receptacle.
at a grocery store, you're putting cash in and out of the thing at the point of sale, which is a cash
Rectum. Receiver. I don't know.
re, re,
Register. A
right? There
register.
you go. Yeah, register. I have a friend who legitimately says register, and he will die on the hill that it is pronounced register and not register. And I have no words for him because he's absolutely wrong. It's like the whole GIF versus GIF thing. It's obviously GIF unless you're talking about the peanut butter, and then it's GIF. So you can all you know
Yeah,
take me to church, take me to court on that one. But
take me to church for that. Well, I'm actually I agree with the Unabomber. Okay, was it the Unabomber?
Oh, instead of Unabomber.
No, it was the no. The it was a killer. He wasn't the Unabomber.
Right. Yeah.
He was the guy who had like the letters and stuff. I don't know.
Oh,
I'll put that information right here. It's this guy. I agree with this guy. For the phrase, you can't have your cake and eat it too. He said you can't eat your cake and have it too, which makes sense. You can't eat your cake and have your cake.
Oh,
but you can have your cake
true.
and then eat it. But that phrase we've been saying all our lives doesn't make sense because it's backwards.
Right.
Idiots.
And it's not it's not like in the French Inquisition, or not French Inquisition, but the French Revolution, where they were like, let them eat cake. Who was that said that, by the way?
Let them eat cake is a made up thing that
is that a made up thing?
They put it on. They'd say Marie Antoinette said it. I think I'm kind of speaking out of my butthole, so I don't know.
I was about to say, if that's made up, that's sad, because the picture of Marie Antoinette standing over a massive cake and saying, "Let the peasants eat cake," it's wonderful to me, because it's very, very romantic, sort of right before she got her head chopped off type of it's very nice. Okay, so I said cancel me for kidding, moderate thinking in a polarized world. Okay, what's your next one?
This one's one we should really consider. Brother cousins, exploring the diverse beauty of incest in an expanding world.
To preface,
we are brother cousins. We really are.
We are. And
let that sink in.
He means brother cousins in terms of we have our mothers, both of our mothers, my mom, his aunt, are twins, biologically identical, right?
Yes.
Which means that as cousins, we have exactly half the DNA of the other. Now, as far as what genetic pairings those are, and what you can do Punnett squares and everything else like that to figure that out. But give or take, we have a lot of the same DNA, right? And so, give or take, brother cousins, but incest was never part of it.
Yeah, no, that's a fun part. That's a fun part of it, though. So All right, your turn. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, all right. I've got an antidote for anxiety, or an antidote for anxiety, because there's anecdote and there's antidote, but this is an antidote for anxiety, right?
Because it's a poison.
Yes, but it's like, look, don't worry about the world. Everything's gonna be okay. We're here. We are here to sumptuously not sumptuously.
This is no ASMR. That's our one rule so far is no ASMR.
No
if you hear me like saying something in the you delete us immediately.
We're gonna chop it down right there. I was actually eating chicken on camera earlier, and he said absolutely no ASMR. So, anyways, no, but seriously, we need it needs to be a thing, a place where you can come, where you as the viewers and the watchers and the listeners can come and just relax, right, and get away from your anxiety and your depression, because that's not worth it. Enjoy life. Come on.
I really enjoy that idea, and I think we can put it into the light of discussing daily or current issues. And why, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that big of a deal.
Not that big of a deal. It does matter, but it's not that big of a deal.
I mean,
because we're not nihilists.
We can compare it to things that happened in the past that were very tragic back then, but right now in our life don't actually have any, weight whatsoever. Stuff like that. Yeah,
no, that makes sense.
All right,
could be cool. So, in any case, give me yours. Give me your next one.
Babies, where do they come from? That's really just a question I had that I wrote down. I don't know if we could fill up the whole
Dude, I honestly,
Podcast.
the question as to where babies come from has been a question that has eluded me for my entire life, and I
It's a
honestly
mystery,
don't know how to
and no
answer it.
one knows.
It's a huge mystery.
So that we could
No
blow
one
that one
knows,
right out
and
of the
no one.
water.
Well, I will say there's a narrative that they want you to know or that they want you to believe, right? It's like them saying, "Oh,
Wake up,
like we
sheeple.
landed on the moon." Yeah, right.
Wake up,
Uh-huh,
sheeple.
sure. And babies are born.
Yeah, I came out of mommy's belly? Really? Through the umbilical cord? That doesn't make any sense. How did I come out of your belly
Doesn't
button?
make any
And if
sense.
so, why do I have a belly button? Doesn't make any sense.
Right, I can't make babies apparently.
It's so
But
dumb.
these things don't check out. The flat earthers are right. Anyways,
There is no earth.
my next one, my my next one is Yayas in La La Land, and that's really all I've got. You
That
know,
would be a
because
little-
We're a couple of Yayas.
It's a little more zany than I think we could live up to.
That's fair. Yeah.
Want to watch some
We'd
Yaya?
have to be funnier than we are. We're not
Yeah,
super funny.
we're not that funny.
Yeah. We're really not. We're just kind of dumb. It's all bad dad jokes, to be honest. And you've got more than I do now because you live with a bunch of kids, so you have to make dad jokes as
This
part
is
of your
true.
job.
That is true.
Gosh.
Birds aren't
All right,
real
give me your next
isn't real. Calling out the toxic movement that's putting your family in danger. Do you want your 5-year-old swallowed by a pelican? That doesn't need any
Okay.
explanation. That's pretty cut and dry. There's a birds
That's
aren't real
that's a pretty
movement,
good one though.
but birds are real. Birds aren't real isn't real. It's kind of like the
Right.
anti-antibiotics.
So birds aren't real wants you to believe that birds aren't real.
You got it.
I,
You nailed it
Right,
on the
right.
head.
this is on the same wave, on the same plane as probiotic bros or whatever.
Probiotic bros.
Probiotic bros or
Yes.
probio bros. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. My next one is cousins. Need we say more? That's it.
You might need to say more because I don't know if. Hey, look, if there's a
In
podcast
Alabama,
just
you might
named
need to say more.
Sisters, I would not click on it. I would not.
Right.
Be like,
You'd be like, sister. Actually, my interpretation of that would be, sisters. You know, from like sororities and stuff.
Oh,
where they,
gosh.
Like, have you seen those videos where they like open up the front doors of sororities and there's like 80 girls standing there all chanting like, "Welcome to Phi Mu, welcome to Phi." It's the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. Absolutely,
disgusting.
one of the most intimidating, scariest, disgusting, like as well as just. Can
can you imagine being one of those? I can.
Oh God.
One of my.
Yeah.
I sure can. Boy, would I like to go to one of those
I was there
sleepovers.
last week. God.
All right, here's another one. I enjoyed writing it, but it's on the edge of blasphemous. The Bible hose. Two guys with a whorish appetite for scripture and godliness. That would obviously be religiously themed. There, just two guys really after scripture and godliness.
I love that image though because here's the thing. It's ravenous, right? Like it's got some
whorish
salt to it, you know?
appetite.
Like,
Yes, for scripture and godliness. Probably can't do that one. Mom's
Not,
gonna find
but I
out at
like-
some point and is gonna spank
I
me
like
for
the
that one.
sentiment, and to be honest, I want to live like that. You know, I want to have that kind of an appetite
Yeah.
for scripture. You know, like Lord willing, man.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so let's see. Oh, my next one, pretty good. Whatever my next one is, whatever you do, please don't listen to this podcast. So you know, kind of alarmist. Yeah.
Kind of probably truthful, honestly. If I'm on it, it's
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
truthful. Please don't waste your time.
For those of you that are listening, kudos to you for sticking in this long or staying on this long because
long
you're
have we
still
been-
here and you're still.
I don't even
listening.
know how long we've been recording. How long have we been
It's been
recording?
like what, half an hour,
I don't-
25?
30
I don't know.
minutes
Seems
and
like
33
something like that.
seconds to the dot. So perfect.
Wait, how many minutes? I didn't hear that.
30
before.
minutes exactly. Good guess.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I do have a good sense of time. I can feel my ticker going right now. Okay, so that was my last one. Whatever you do, don't
I
listen to this
have one
podcast.
last one as well. And
Okay.
I'm not sure what it'd be about. Ass hats and back tats. It rhymes.
I love that name. Dude.
I did too.
I absolutely love that name. Oh
don't-
gosh,
yeah.
I don't have a back tat, but for the podcast, like if the podcast ever blew up at any point, like I would get a back tat if that were the name of the podcast.
I'd get your face on my back.
like for example, I get like love is a battlefield, like sort of like tattooed
No.
like on my lower back.
We get an ass with a hat on it tattooed on our back.
That's pretty good.
It's not good at all. It's a
That's
terrible
very
idea.
good. No, it's incredible.
I
It's
can't go
incredible.
swimming ever again.
At at some point, we'll have to get a tattoo of each other's faces on like our arm. You know, like on where you can pull up a sleeve and it's like I heart mom, but instead it's just your face.
The Kissin' Cousins radio. Thanks for tuning in.
Oh,
No, maybe not.
Kissing Barlow, kissing Kate Barlow from Holes.
So those are some ideas
shout
we
out Shia
had
LaBeouf.
for names. I mean, if you are watching, we're gonna put this on YouTube as well. I think Spotify as well. But if you're watching on YouTube, comment down below and tell us which one of those you'd like us to stick to, or if you had a better idea or what we could talk about. Because you probably know us if you're watching.
Shut your trap.
Shut your
If you
trap.
got a better idea, nobody cares. All right, our ideas are better than yours. No,
That is true. We have.
I'm kidding, please. No, please.
We need all the help we can get.
Yeah. So in any case, it'll I'm sure that everybody else has a bunch of fun ideas and things, and especially if you're listening to this in the car, right? Like you've got street signs and things to go off of too, right? You know, there's lots of fun ideas to be had from those.
Speaking of street signs, I was driving to the house that I was touring today, and I'm in the market to buy a house for anyone out there in the Broken Bow area who wants to sell their house. Hit me up. But I was touring a house today, and one of the streets I had to go on right in the neighborhood was Keithan Drive. Keithan,
like how do you spell it?
I'm not gonna spell it because it's in Broken Bow. So people won't be able to. Keithan, which besides the
okay.
I is me and
that out
Keely's
afterwards.
couple name. That's our couple name. It's
Really?
Keithan, Keely and Ethan. Keithan.
Oh,
I thought that was cool.
that's really incredible. Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, not really.
Was the house good or was it kind of a shambles?
House perfect. It was built in the 70s. It needed a little bit of TLC, but it had really good bones, and it had a shed out back that was just perfect. It was a huge shed. It had indoor plumbing, electricity, the whole 9 yards. I could have turned that into another house. That's 2 Airbnb rentals on one property. The only problem is it was within city limits. So
okay.
I could
That's
not.
Tough. Wait, so are you buying the house for you and Keely, or are you buying the house for an Airbnb?
We have housing here as part of our job,
Right.
and so the house that we're buying we can actually purchase as a primary residency, and we're trying to get the USDA loan so we can have $0 down, so we can, in theory, if we can get them to cover closing costs as well as any other repairs, and we could put that into our mortgage. We could potentially go into this. We'd have to spend obviously some money on like furniture or whatever, but with zero initial payment going into it, and then just start renting it out as an Airbnb, which would be great.
That would be really cool, dude. Yeah,
Dude,
no, and you
yeah.
should definitely let me know. Well, I guess obviously you'll be letting me know how that goes because
Yeah.
we'll be podcasting every week. But I'd love to get into something like that because did you ever know? I won't say their names, but there's a couple people in our family on our mom's side that do that for a living, right?
I've heard of them.
And dude,
on vacation.
they make bank. They only go on vacation. That's all they do with their lives. Is they're on vacation constantly.
There's a couple who.
Not to say that I want that out of life, but you know.
Well, listen.
Seems pretty cool.
Short-term rentals may be the quickest way to financial independence that there is. With the research I've done, it looks like it's going to be the most rewarding thing. There's a single mom who in Florida. This is like crazy. Like I'm trying to get to this level. There's a single mom in Florida who bought 8 acres of property in between some really populated cities out in the boonies. Did I tell you about this?
I don't think you did. No.
Okay. 8 acres of land. She bought it with a conventional loan for $315,000. So the 8 acres and the house, it came with a really nice garage that was barn style. She turned the barn style garage into an event venue, and she made, I think 8. There's more than 10. Yeah, there's more than 10 little tiny cabins that she has, and they all share like a bathroom facility that's on the campus. And she got an agricultural permit to where she has zebras. Was it zebras? Yeah, she's got a zebra. She's got some emus, and she's got a a kangaroo on property.
That's like a little petting zoo right there. Like they just hang out.
So she got it labeled as agricultural tourism. She not only receives tax benefits and tax cuts from that, but it draws in guests. With like, there's a ton of other things she's doing on that property, but just 8 acres in a few years is making $50,000 a month.
Oh my gosh.
The
That's insane.
the little tiny cabins she's building, they're like $2,000 or $3,000, and those cabins rent out for approximately $100 a night every night, and her occupancy rate's like 90%. She's paying, so 1 month she's paying off her investment, and then doubling that every second month on one.
Oh my god.
And she's got like 10 of them. So that's something that I'm trying to do, something kind of similar to that.
Right. Well, and that's the thing, right? Because we've heard, like, the only thing that I've ever heard about this type of investment style, right, where you're investing in real estate and you're sort of multiplying that in terms of like Airbnbs or other things that are attractive in terms of entertainment or other value, or just like having a nice place for people to go in a well-known area. I mean, all of those things I've heard only great stories, right? And so it seems like it's not enough people pursue it because not enough people are willing to take the initial financial risk. But if you're smart and you play your cards correctly, it seems like the initial financial risk isn't even that much of a risk, because really in the market that we have right now, it's just, you're going to continue to make that money back. But again, I mean, I don't know necessarily anything about how it works, so you'll definitely have to keep me up to date about what you're doing, or what you and Mrs. K are doing about it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
we're excited.
Our goal is to retire in 5 years, and for those of us, for those who don't know us, we are not rich.
No, we're not by any means.
So we're starting from the ground up, kind of, and trying to get our snowball going. And we think in 5 years we can be retired, whatever that means, just financially independent without having to work.
Right. That could be so cool, dude. Oh my goodness! And then you guys could come and visit me. And then it'd be fun, right?
Yeah,
it'd be a good time.
That'd be great. I told my dad I'd take him to Tucson. Wait,
why does he want to go to Tucson?
I'm sorry. I'm thinking Tuscany.
Oh, he wants to go to Italy.
Not Tucson.
I was about to say, why does your father want to go to Tucson, Arizona? What's so special about Tucson?
I promised my parents when I got rich I'd take them to Tucson. No, Tuscany.
Well, you know what's in Tucson, buddy? The largest fried okra that there is in the whole country.
Is that true?
I'm telling you what. No, that's not true.
I was gonna.
As we go along.
We are full of stupid facts. That's a dumb fact to have. Oh my gosh. Hey, guess what time it is?
Very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice. And my phone percentage is at 69%, so we're good to go.
Are you at 426? Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
No, I really wish.
That's a blessing.
Like, that should be a notification that I get on my phone whenever my phone is at 69%. I get a notification for as long as it's at that percentage. That my phone is at that percentage. I need that. I'm gonna commission someone who does like app development for that explicit purpose. What's up, Miss K? It's Miss K. There she is, right there. What's up?
Hey.
Hi.
What
I love your haircut. Oh my goodness.
You like it?
I love it. It looks so fantastic. Was it? No, it wasn't. It was not long last time I saw it. It was short.
Yeah, it's been
it
short,
hasn't
but it's got
been
shorter.
this short, but it was.
That's true.
Pretty short.
What should our podcast name be? What should we name our podcast?
The cats that could.
Aw.
Could do what?
Little kitten.
Anything.
Oh, right.
Leaves it open-ended for the people to think.
That's true.
We wouldn't answer that in the podcast.
Well, in the same way that we did the Don't Panic, You Could Die of blank, would do the cool kittens, or the cool cats who do, and then blank.
The cats that could
at the end.
Mm-hmm.
The cats that could learn karate. Oh yeah, live in a van.
Bam.
That's the one too.
Done.
Live in a van.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. No. So I'm excited though,
cool
Ms. K, because we're gonna be. They could do a lot of things. So we're. I was thinking in terms of, I don't know what you guys, well, I mean, Ethan and I have already kind of discussed this, but I don't know if he's talked to you about it, but the second week of October, I was thinking about coming and hanging out with you.
Yes!
So.
I didn't tell her that, I don't think.
Yeah, there we go.
Did I tell you that? Keely?
What?
Did I tell you that? Oh.
It didn't have to be a surprise this time, though, because we didn't want to do Grady scaring you on the bed last time. Oh, gosh.
Oh, just use the fire extinguisher. Anyways.
Okay. Is something happening? What happened?
I have no idea. I like her idea of cool cats could anything, and then use that. Oh, what is this?
Cool cats could anything.
Oh. A calendar.
Is that a schedule? Oh, it's a calendar.
Nope, take this one.
Okay.
So right there, you can't read it, but it says Joshua comes to visit. I wrote that.
She wrote it down.
Ago.
Sweet.
She wrote it down. She wrote it down. planning to ask you to show up then.
Because that's.
Oh, really? The second week of October?
That
Yes.
would be the
Seriously?
Yeah,
That
look.
is incredible.
11th.
Where is it? Boys return, Keely returns. Yeah. She wrote Grady and Joshua come to visit.
Oh my gosh,
Because
that's
she was
amazing.
planning
Well,
on
then it's
inviting
done.
everyone.
Because I'm going to
That's
stay
incredible.
4 more days in Alaska. And
She didn't want me to be alone.
yeah, I figured you could come hang out with, and then y'all could come pick me up from the airport or something.
Yes, that would be amazing. How long can I stay? How long am I allowed to come stay? Because I've got some
Forever.
PTO I need to get
Forever.
rid of. Oh, so.
Yes.
How do we sign off of this? 'Cause I'm
I
ready
don't
to be
know.
done. I'm
We
tired.
can say da 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 da, and then like
I was
get
literally
off.
about to do that. Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.